there, and welcome to the Contentment Creator Podcast, the show designed especially for creative entrepreneurs just like you who are committed to a beautiful life that's rooted in courage and contentment, and that's blooming with creativity and prosperity. I'm your host, Ellen Broen, a certified life coach, a singer, a mother, and a lover of alliteration, dogs, and deep conversation. This show is designed to become a part of your daily routine to help you, fellow contentment creator, dig deep to clarify your life vision, catalyze your creative flow, and fuel your entrepreneurial fire in just a few inspiring minutes each day. Each Monday, we talk about conscious living, and today's episode is all about how not to fix our significant others when pursuing growth. Have you ever looked at your partner and thought, wow, I see so much potential in you. I just wish you would fill in the blank. It's human nature. When we love someone, we see all they could be. And because we also have our own expectations of what our relationship should look like, it's easy to focus on the gap, the space between where our partner is now and where we believe they could be. But here's the problem. When we treat that gap as a flaw to be fixed instead of a natural space for growth, we unintentionally create resentment, disconnection, and pressure instead of love, safety, and mutual expansion. So today I want to share 3 key practices that have transformed how I navigate feedback, requests, and boundaries in my marriage, so that instead of trying to fix each other, we can be sources of growth and full self-expression for one another. One of the biggest shifts I've made in my marriage is releasing the belief that anything is wrong with me, my husband, or our relationship. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. But perfection isn't the goal. Growth is. As a coach, my brain is wired to see possibility and potential, not just in my clients, but in my husband, in myself, and in our relationship. So when I have feedback or an idea for change, I always filter it through this question first. Am I seeing this as an opportunity for growth? Or am I approaching this as if something is wrong and needs to be fixed? That filter makes all the difference, because no feedback can be received when it's delivered as a complaint or criticism. So instead of saying, "You never prioritize quality time," I might say, "I love when we feel really connected, and I'd love for us to be more intentional about making space for that. What do you think?" I try to start from what I want more of, not less of, in our relationship and in our lives. Like more connection, more understanding, more alignment. And often I'll give a recent example to apply it to or a way I see us achieving that aim, while inviting him to propose more ways it could go as well. Same need expressed, entirely different energy of a conversation. Sometimes I do need something to change, though. And when that's the case, I've learned to be clear and intentional about how I bring it up. I use 2 different approaches. One, if I'm open to discussion, I frame it as a request. I'll literally say, "I have a request." This signals to my husband that I need something, but it also invites collaboration. He knows this is a dialogue, not an ultimatum, and we can figure out a solution together. Number 2, if it's something that truly matters to me and does not feel up for negotiation, I inwardly treat that as a demand, not a request. That's when I know I have a new boundary to express. Although I don't use the word demand with my husband, since it doesn't exactly have the most conversational connotation, it just helps me mark it in my mind. Here's the key with demands. I don't drop it on him in a charged moment. Time and space to process and prepare is super important for me to not bring a tidal wave of emotion to the conversation. So instead, I'll typically bring it to a shared space like couples therapy. It's important to have a safe setting to have these deeper, more complex conversations. In this instance, that often means saying it out loud to my husband, like, "I have something I'd like to bring to our therapist. When's good for you?" And then literally scheduling the conversation so we can both come in prepared for a bigger conversation. My preparation usually looks like checking in with my own therapist or coach about it first, so I can be clear on my intention before starting the conversation, and express any pent-up emotions in a productive way. Boundaries and requests both create change, but they require different approaches. And when we know how to differentiate them, we eliminate so much unnecessary conflict. When working through a conversation with boundaries, I think what's most important to remember is 1, have a neutral space to navigate the conversation. 2, if emotions run high, have some support or tools or safe words you can rely on that de-escalate things away from arguments, assumptions, or emotional reactions as best you can. And 3, know that if your boundary impacts your partner's boundary, we will need to find middle ground without it becoming a fight. That's usually why I like to have a facilitator, just in case we feel like we're at an impasse and need fresh eyes. If you take just one thing away from today's episode, let it be this. Your partner is not broken. You are not broken. And your relationship is not broken. There is nothing to fix, only opportunities to grow together. So the next time you feel the urge to offer feedback, ask yourself, am I approaching this from a place of love or a place of criticism? Am I inviting conversation or am I delivering a demand? Am I focusing on what's wrong or on the possibility of something even better? When you shift from fixing to supporting, from criticizing to inviting, and from demanding to co-creating, you create a marriage where both of you feel safe to grow and fully express yourselves. Thanks for being here with me today. Tune in tomorrow as we get creative with our words of affirmation so we can show even deeper appreciation and acknowledgement of our loved ones. If you enjoyed today's episode, please show your support by leaving reviews and comments. It would truly mean the world to me to hear from you. And hit that subscribe button so you never miss a day and join me in my mission to help a world full of content creators become a world of contentment creators.